Hello and welcome to the Aviator Pro channel. If it's your first time, please like and subscribe. I'll be showing you how to play this very interesting game and show you how you can easily make money whilst in your home. So the Aviator Pro channel is going to be teaching you or showing you ways of how you can multiply your money in a very short space of time. So all you need to do is to place your bet and wait for the round to start. So the aviator plane will start, and then all you got to do is to keep your eye on the multiplier and cash out before the lucky plane flies away. So let's just get into it straight away and let's show you how I do it. It's all about it's like guesswork. It's all about how you feel about a multiplier. You have to guess. There's no way you will know, but it uses a software called the Provably Fair software, which is explained inside the game. I'm not going to get into so much detail regarding that, but straight away, let me just get into the game and show you how I play. Now, starting off, I put two of my bets. I put 200 and on the top and 50 at the bottom. For starters, I put an auto cash out because you've got an opportunity to put an automatic cash out. I put it on a multiplier 3. So when the plane gets to 3x, it will automatically cash out. As you can see, it cashes out there on 3 times 200, which gives us 600. And then on the bottom one, it continues. I put an auto cash out of up to about 94x. I still have the choice to cash it out early if I feel like. I can still just press on the button, on the cash out button whilst it's still orange before it flies away. Then I can cash out. So in this case, you can see I started off around 4,000 and I'm trying to push as much as I can. So it's a very fun. It's a very funny, fun filled game. I've cashed out again. Keep on cashing out. The bottom line is, when you start playing, you realize that the top money, which is the bigger amount, is say 200, and you also have the bottom one, which is a slightly smaller figure, which is probably a quarter of the top one. So for instance, the first one is like 200 Rand, the bottom one is 50 Rand. Once the top one gets to 3x, which is the multiplier 3, it gives you 600, it cashes out, it helps you to recover what you would have put on the bottom one. So according to how you feel, you continue to play and cash out where you sort of feel like, okay, I feel like now let me cash out. Right? Your ability to wait is one of the greatest tricks that you can ever employ when playing this game. So what you realize is the longer you wait whilst the plane is still flying, is what you'll get as your total winnings. So it's very important for you to at least be patient enough to wait up until it gives you a more decent multiplier. So at times you realize that this is a very important game that gives you the stretch of patience. It's a patience game where you need to be very patient. Try by all means to wait and hold your peace. Try not to quickly cash out. But in times where you really feel like this is gonna fly away before I cash out, just try and cash out. But if not, then you can wait. So the longer you wait, the better or the more the money that you can be able to get, the higher the multiplier it also gets. So as I'm still playing, if you remember well, we started off at around 4,900 or so. Now we're on 5,500. So what has happened now is are at least managing to keep afloat, and it's looking very great at the moment. This game involves quite a lot of things. It involves lots of pressure, because you're constantly looking at the figures and you hardly don't know where exactly you can cash out. But at times you just have to be patient and wait. At times it flies up on you whilst you're waiting. That hurts. I won't lie to you, that hurts. Or at times you cash out too early and the multiplier gets into hundreds of thousands and you really, really regret that you could have just let that money go. But you continue patiently. At times you go down, the figures go down. You shouldn't be worried much about that. Keep the strategy. The strategy is always to cash out the first one quite early. And it's also very important for you to be checking how the rounds have been going. This game gives you a summary of what has gone on in the past couple of rounds, which shows you what multiplier was the best in the previous round or the previous rounds. It helps you to show that whether it has paid more than enough for the time, for that particular period, or it can be paying more as you go. So it's just a game of intuition. It's a game of guessing. So there we go. Keep on playing, just checking what's going on. Keep your eye on the multiplier. At times you tell yourself, I'm going to take it on ×2, times on ×3, times on ×4. It depends on how you feel. At times you can wait till 100 if you've got the patience, that is. Right, so the strategy is always not to play continuously, because this game gives you an opportunity where you can play for hours and hours. But you might find out that if you continuously play, you play and you end up losing your money. So that is very, very important. You do not want to lose any money. So once you, for instance, get a large payout, say for instance, my bottom bet is placed on set on an auto cash out of 94x. Okay, so the reason is, many a times when you place a bet and you want to say put on 100x, there's a possibility that it might not actually get there. It's got this tendency of teasing you. When you get teased thinking we are almost there, then only not to arrive, that would be a problem. So my strategy is, though in my heart, deep inside, I want to see 100x, I want to see my bet being multiplied 100 times. But at times it goes, the plane flies at 97, at times at 99, at times at 98, at times at 96, so, or even lower. But my strategy is, okay, before it gets to 95, let it cash out automatically. But that doesn't stop you from anything. You can still wait and let it cash out at 94, or you can even cash it out a little bit earlier. So that is basically what you need to do with this game. So it's a waiting game. It's a game that you have to be really, really patient. So right now I'm being patient. I've gone down from my initial 5,000. Now I'm on about 3,800. So I'll be banking on the top one, the top bet, to help me recover my initial outlay, or my capital that I started with. What's important is to make sure that you stay afloat and you don't have to get so greedy. But the possibility of you multiplying your money 10 times or doubling up your initial investment is very high. You can even treble it. At times you can even quadruple it, or at times it can even go ×10 or ×100, depending on your patience and maybe on your luck for the day. This is a very relaxing type of earning money if you want to earn money. But all I can tell you is there's possibilities that you can win, and there's also possibilities that you can lose. So this is a very, very interesting game. Just make sure that you keep afloat, you are disciplined, you give yourself your limits, what your ceiling is going to be before you start, and what your maximum or maybe what your minimum, like the floor, would be. So for instance, my aim is just to try and double to get maybe between 9 and 10,000. If I get that for the day, I can log out, I can cash out my initial 5,000 and leave the rest. Or maybe I can cash out more and leave a little bit, then I can enjoy my money. The trick is always not to try and reinvest all your money that you've won back into the game. Always try and leverage on that to say, when you win, keep your monies in your pocket. Always keep more money in your pocket than the money that you put in there. Another trick is just make sure that you do not play continuously. You get into the game, play for about 30-40 minutes. If you've got some profit, go for it. You get out, you cash out your excess, leave the capital, and probably you can be done for the day. If not, you can wait for about 2 to 3 hours or an hour, depending on how you feel or how busy you are. After about an hour, you come back again and then you log in. After logging in, you go through the same process. You place your bets, and then you can start playing. The second thing is, when you start playing, you will realize that you can play manually, where you have to continuously place your bet on every round. But you can do this automatically. This game gives you a feature where you can set everything automatically. You can set the bet automatically. You can set the auto cash out, and then it will do everything by itself. So in this case, you can see I put it on auto cash out and I gave it to play up to 100 rounds. This game will give you also a feature where you can then put the limits of how many rounds you can play, and then you can also then play and enjoy yourself. So there you go. Very fun game, very interesting. Now I'm still hovering around the 4,000. It looks like we are on the right track and we are not losing that much. We are still about 1,000 around down, but if the lady luck stays with us, we are going to win. Definitely we are going to win somewhere along the way. So the prayer is such that the bottom one will, at one point in time, like it always does, reach 94x. So 94x, I know, is a very, very difficult thing to wait for. It really needs you to have so much patience. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to play the waiting game and see how it goes. Bit by bit, I'm going to be patient. So as I speak, now I'm on 3.5. It's going down a little bit, but there's nothing to be worried about. In this case, you'll see that I'm trying to be patient. My cut-off, if the game is eating up my money, is 2,500. If it goes to 2,500, it means I stop playing for a short while, and then I can wait for just a few minutes and then start again. Because this game has a tendency of eating up after having paid a lot. So no one knows when it's going to pay big. No one knows where it's going to pay small. So at times it is very important for you to appreciate the smaller multipliers, which is the smaller, the 3x. It looks small, but it's the one that keeps you afloat. So in this case, I maintain the same strategy with my 3x, which gives me at least twice or 2.5 times my investment. So I will continuously be patient. Now I'm going back up again. As I go back again, I will be winning bigger and bigger, and I might lose more, but I might win. But all I know is the patience, the waiting game will always pay. As I speak, I'll tell you one very important secret of this game. Once it starts counting and it goes to the bigger multipliers, it is very difficult for you to look and watch and let it run all the way, because there's always a possibility of the plane flying away on you. So always keep your hand very close to the cash out button. Keep your eye right on the multiplier constantly, and just make sure you are happy with what you see. So most importantly, just make sure you press that cash out button before the plane flies away. Sometimes you also realize that though you have actually put your auto cash out on the bottom bet at 94x, you might actually need to cash out manually on something like 45, 50x, 30x, but that all depends on how you feel. So basically, this game can get you where you want to be, or it can actually push you to the limits that you want to get to. But the patience is key. You should be able to handle pressure. Keep yourself busy by trying to look around and see what's going on with the other players. Like what I always do is to check at the bottom when you scroll up, rather scroll down, you'll see the other players that are also playing and how they are behaving. It's always a wise idea to look at their behavior when it comes to playing. If you get a phone call during playing, especially when you play on the phone, just decline the call, because it will disturb you and you might end up losing your money or your potential cash out, because when you play there's normally lots of distractions. So what I would encourage you to do is just to ignore that and continuously focus on your game. One other thing that I would encourage you to do is just to make sure that whilst you focus on the game, you'll see at one point in time it's going to pay big. And in this case, I got my 94x and then it flies away on 100. That is very, very interesting, and I like that. So that is the big win that I've been waiting for. And because of that, I can actually decide to log out for the day. But for now, I'll just play a few more minutes and then I'll see how it goes. There are times that it can pay more, and you can actually find out that when you play more, you keep on getting more money. Like for instance, in this case, I got another 3x, I get another 600 rand. So very interesting game. Now we are on 9,220, which is a very good figure for compared to what we started with. So this is the very, very clever time to exit the game and start again. Exit the game and then come back at a different time. Give it an hour, give it 2 hours, then you can come and start trying again. You see, you end up in 10, you end up in 15,000, you end up in 20,000. It can take you days to get there, but you just need to be patient. So over and above that, also check how the other players behave at the bottom. When you scroll to the bottom, you'll see how other players play, how much they bet, and how much they cash out. But that is just basically the logic of the game. Please keep on sharing, keep on liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy the watching and everything, and I'll be posting more and more videos, some of them losing, some of them winning, but I hope you like the videos. Have a great one.